Here's our sight reading for Wednesday, number 13. You can do Sight Reading Factory or Smart Music instead if you would prefer to do that. Kind of your choice. And we're just going to kind of walk through this and go through this if you choose to do this example. This one, just a heads up, is 3 pages long. So there's an extra little page there at the end that should be in the PDF scan. So just make sure you've got that scan at the end. All right, and going through stars, we're going to start with our key signature. No sharps, no flats, so we're going to assume we're in C major. And that lasts until we get to letter A. We have 1 sharp at A, so it changes to G major. Sorry, guys, I don't know what's getting light and dark there. I think it should be set now. At A, we're in G major, and it stays that way until the end of the piece. Okay, so we just are adding in an F sharp. That's it. The next thing is tempo, time signature. We start in 4/4 and it stays in 4/4 for the whole piece. So nothing very exciting there. Pretty basic with our rhythm. A is for accidentals. The first page only has 1 accidental, and that's in the first violins. They have a G sharp here. So you're going to have regular 2 instead of low 2 on the E string. And then when we get to A, everybody is adding in the F sharps. They're just not written, right? Because we changed the key signature instead of writing as accidentals. And the second violins have a C sharp here right before B. So make sure you get that high 3 nice and high so that C sharp's in tune for that chord. All right, and then going to the end, we've got just a couple more sharps here. A D sharp in the violas and a D sharp in the violin 1. So high 3 for you guys, and over here for you guys, that's going to be a low 1, right, on the D string. So make sure you got that D sharp. It's a really cool sounding chord. So hopefully we can play this together at some point next year. And then to the end, no more accidentals. Okay, the next thing, rhythm. Like I've said in the other pieces, guys, the rhythm's pretty straightforward in this. It's quarter notes, half notes, whole notes. Just try to make sure your bow distribution's really good and that you're keeping a nice even tone. And we'll just go over a couple of the bowing things in this. The one kind of tricky thing in here is that they have this tied bowing right here, and it should be a legato tied. So when we're getting into this, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so it's a down, down. Now, to do that, you're pretty much just going to keep the bow moving with just putting a tiny bit of pressure on the bow. So the bow is moving, and you're just going to kind of let some pressure go in to... I don't know how to get this on the camera, sorry guys. But you're just going to let a little bit of pressure to stop the bow briefly. It should not be staccato, it's a legato, right? Because it aligns, so not too much space between those. And that's a down, down. All right, that happens throughout the piece in a few places for violins and violas, and second violins towards the end of the piece. So just kind of watch for those. Other than that, guys, I think you probably are okay on the bowings and the rhythm, so just do your best on that. And our last thing would be S on stars, and that's going to be any cymbals. Let's look at our dynamics. We start with mezzo forte. We come to a crescendo right before A, and at A we are at forte, and it stays nice and big to the end of the piece. So you should get a nice big tone on this one. Let me know if you have any questions. This one should be pretty straightforward, and hope you guys